Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the losers semi-finals here in the very first deathmatch tournament for AOM Retold. We've got Andi up top, playing as Ra. In the bottom, this is Looki, playing as himself. Planting down a ton of longhouses. That's how things should be, and a bunch of great halls as well. A Ra player should really get that monument done so that he can then speedily build all around it, but he's actually prioritizing going to Mythic, which definitely isn't a great build order, but it's something. Additional villagers are coming out because he's not going to spam from barracks. It is actually going to be fast enough to just build the houses like this. Starting off with 3 Migdol strongholds. It's going to be good for a lot of chariots, I guess. Not making a single barracks. So, God path wise, where are we headed here?
Good.
Got the camel riders across the map, so he's got Osiris next. Okay. Didn't mean to zoom in. Dude, how many Migdols are you gonna make? That is really strange. It's all Migdol army. Okay. Well, Berserks and Herdmen are gonna be really good against this. And then you add in a little bit of cavalry to just take care of the chariots, and you should be golden. Interestingly, we're gonna see tier and not hell from our Looki player. This is a little bit wild. Tons of construction is happening up front. The Egyptian army really can't do anything about it. I mean, you've got chariots, right? What are they gonna do? Shoot some fire arrows at this? Yeah, this is all coming up. Then there's nothing that can be done. As predicted, we're gonna see a ton of Huskarl, Herdman, and a Raining Cav. So that should be taking care of this kind of composition very easily. Not to mention the actual tower fire that's getting added to it. Looki has a lot of production in the back. He's building the settlements at the same time. Yeah, this should be all coming up. Andi is establishing himself as well. I'm really worried for Andi's situation once flaming weapons hits. Like, this DC just gets shot up in no time whatsoever as well. This DC is done. That DC is about to be done. It'll be like a 240 population flaming weapons, man. Okay, maybe not just yet, but soon. Priests are about to get wrecked over there. Now that the towers are all up, they're helping plenty here. No problem at all. You can very easily see who's getting favored here in the population game, military-wise. 211 versus 150. Sure, these Migdals are pumping good, but flaming weapons hits, and then everything changes. Oh my god, where's the Egyptian army? All the chariots have disappeared. The Fafnir has eaten them. Jesus. 43 military population. Yeah, Looki can do whatever he wants now. Is Andi just dead now? This is tough. This is not good. I think he's gonna lose every single building he's got. Like, overwhelming forces now are in play. Well, these ballista actually are stuck because of the tower spam. Well, once he gets those working as well, it's gonna go even faster. Don't forget that Thimble Winter is gonna come soon. No, it's not. Lucas Victory is here. Yeah, you need barracks units, ladies and gentlemen, and you have to hide behind your buildings. And some towers wouldn't hurt, in addition to all these fortresses. Empowerment, of course, Ra's big bonus. Don't forget about that. All those buildings could have done so much more work. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Savannah. This is going to be our second game in this best of 3. And in the blue color, we've got Andi playing as the 4. Then on the left side, we've got Looki playing as Poseidon here in the red. And I think we got the scores on the wrong side. Let's fix that. There we go. Score is now currently 1-1. And as you can see, the game mode is Deathmatch to everybody that just arrived on the live stream. High resource start, in case you didn't know. 20,000 each resource, except favor, which is just 200. Just. That's a lot, actually. And what does that mean then? Why are they advancing so fast? Well, only takes 5 seconds to advance in this game mode. And then you get all the technologies for free. Which means your focus is building up, making a big-ass military, securing your town centers, and making economy as quickly as you can, because if you just keep spamming, you'll run out of resources within minute number 8. Can't have that, can we now? Does Tor get dwarves when you advance? No, he does not. He does not. Unfortunately, that bonus is just not in effect for Deathmatch, so... Some bonuses just don't do anything, right? Like, when you have cheaper upgrades, then, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Either way, Andi has plenty of production, but we don't have to worry about that too much right now because there's no Pestilence. Pestilence would be a really good way to play Deathmatch in general for any Greek player that has access to it, but with the situation around flaming weapons and Norse gathering a lot of favor during fighting, and trust me, there's a lot of fighting here in Deathmatch, you just have to have ceasefire to counter that thing. It's nasty. You really don't want to fight that directly. And, you know, Mythic Age is in, and we're immediately going to be seeing the Dwarven Mines thrown down. And he's going to hugely benefit from that because, well, Dwarven Mine scales with the ages, right? It's more and faster to gather from. So you don't want to gather from a normal gold mine. That's for suckers. You're here to win. So you put that thing down and you gather from it. Man, Luke is doing a really good job here building up. He's gone up through Aphrodite, so his villagers have faster build rate. And they move faster too. He's even got Giga Chad Polyphemus out. And we're just absolutely rocket blasting to the moon. Sending everyone flying in an appropriate fashion as well. Buildings are getting wrecked. A lot of these Norse units are not fighting because of melee pathing. Well, I mean, they're blocking each other's ways. It's more like building positioning problems than pathing. Looki is just absolutely owning this game so far. Can he actually keep it up? Because he is expending a lot of resources. Then again, it's not like Andi isn't, right? Like, Andi's spending a lot as well. He's losing a lot. These Colossi are coming in. How do you deal with it? Meanwhile, the fortress here should be able to mostly help defend, but once there's a handful of siege weapons, it's a little bit more problematic. However, when it's all throwing axemen, what do? I think you get your Katiros out. So there's plenty of fortresses here already for Looki, as you can see. Oh my god, he's making more. Yes, that's how you gotta do it. Very nice. So you get a ton of Katiros out. They have bonus against ranged units like throwing axemen. They have AoE, which these guys are very clumped, so hit multiple at the same time. I think that's really good stuff. Also, the mass archer is very difficult to deal with. We don't have Artemis, so they're not poisoning everything, but just the numbers, just the stats, just the firepower, it gets enough done. The Colossus is highly resistant here to all these Goldie, of course. So that's another thing in favor of Poseidon. There's no Frost Giants here. because our Norse player has decided to up the flaming weapons and now he's gonna use it. Colossus gone immediately, absolutely melted. The bonus damage is nuts with the additional base damage, of course, even despite the resistances. But yeah, you run from this, you ceasefire it, you position your army in a nice fashion between your buildings, and you should be Gucci. Gucci gang.
Yo.
No drop-off just yet there. Has been forgotten about, methinks. But with a Norse player not having a third base, and actually our Greek player kind of securing both the third bases, Looki is an absolute bully in this one, and he's got to be feeling it. But Looki is running out of gold. He has overspent on building, so I do think it's overly ambitious against Norse to try to do this. It's ideally... you just secure your own side and you're happy with that. You not overbuild and, you know, get your gold going. Because right now, we'll have to rely a little bit on Poseidon's bonus. Where it's cheaper to sell resources at the market compared to the other civs. So the premium Forex account. Well, here's another strength of Poseidon though. Even though you spend all these resources, yes, on buildings, it's too much, I know. But then you get militia when your buildings eventually do get destroyed. And you get Plenty Vault, which has just recently been buffed to 4 resources per second instead of 3. And over time, you gather favor, you get a second Plenty Vault, and then you get a third one. Things add up, guys. The non-Norse civs do gather faster in this game mode. So yeah, Poseidon is a beast. That's exactly right in the chat. Poseidon is nuts. And yeah, we've got a quad pump of caravans. Fimbulwinter, I mean, it did something, but all I hear is very sad puppies whining, so it's like somebody stepped on their tail, honestly. That's Looki. He stepped on their tail with fortresses. That's gotta hurt. Well, nobody's gonna have a third TC, but that's fine for Looki. Can he, however, maintain the resources? This is what I mentioned at the very start, right? You gotta focus on making sure you don't run out of resources, that you get that early economy. And I'm not sure that Looki did a good enough job of that, whereas we are looking at 23 dwarves already on the job, plus caravans. There's plenty of caravans, actually. Favor is plentiful, so you just plop down another dwarven mine, another 6,000 resources right there in the main base. Don't even need an ox cart. I think that's great. So when that's done, when Flaming Weapons is back, you can also just click another Flaming Weapons. I think Looki is in huge trouble. He does not have the favor right now for another ceasefire. As soon as ceasefire goes off cooldown after this initial use, you need to be ready for it, but the cooldown on it is longer than that of Flaming Weapons, so you will be eating a little bit of Flaming Weapons. However, the army situation is looking pretty good for Looki here. It will take some time for Andi to punch through. And as you can see, he's not getting a third TC. His army size will be kind of limited, whereas Looki has a lot left to grow. This is it. Like, there's a big population of civilians behind this, especially with the caravans, but then again, so is there for Looki. What is this? 59 gold per trip, 58. Very similar. Yeah, here's the part where you just run away. Best not mess with that thing. There's not gonna be enough favor. Looki did realize the problem. He put a lot of people on favor. But, hey, in the choke point, I guess he can just hold. Like, Flaming Weapons doesn't give you better health. The archers are still gonna shred you if they're clumped up like that. Holy crap. Flaming Weapons. Get out of here. Think you can build and fight at the same time? Don't think so. Don't think so. Do you have wonders in Deathmatch? Absolutely, if you can get there. It takes a long time to build as usual, right? So, costs a lot of resources too. You see how broke these guys are. Like, they're just smashing their heads into each other. Can you actually afford that later? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Definitely. But can you build it? Can you hold it? If you have a destructive power like, I don't know, Meteor, Inferno, you cast that on the foundation, it's gonna be destroyed. That's good advice, I think, for Standard as well. You can absolutely prevent a Wonder with your Mythic Age power if it's aggressive like that. There's no way it stays alive. It's very vulnerable during the construction phase. But the repeat god powers play a huge role in this. And you can see already 200 favor is clocked up for our Norse player, 130, 40 for the Greek. The objective here for our Greek would be to get the second Plenty Vault. We've had a game earlier with Matador where he got like, he was working on that 4th Plenty Vault. Good luck beating Greek, man, if they get to that point, but they don't always get to that point. That's the whole dynamic there. Can you shut them down? Can you overwhelm them? Cut off their trade? Wall it off? This is some really good setup from Andi, but it's this main fight where he hasn't been doing that great. But Looki is kind of falling apart now. He doesn't have a lot of food, right? Where is he getting his food from? He's not getting food, that's where. The caravans have been stopped, to be fair. But he's now fighting against someone who has one more TC, and meanwhile the heroes are generating favor, so yeah, destroying the buildings will be actually really good favor boon. They have one of the highest amount of favor rewards as they get destroyed. You'll see the favor jumping up here momentarily as the towers are getting destroyed. The caravan count is super high for our Norse, so they're not going to be running out of gold anytime soon, even if the mines were gone. But either way, you should be using your northern mine. Second Plenty Vault is in, by the way. You see this? Suddenly we have 230 favor because some towers have been destroyed. Oh my god. That is insane. Once the Norse fight, you're gonna notice. Throwing Axemen, of course, if they have some front line in front of them. It can be even something like the Goldie, which are not terribly good at it, but hey, it's at least not throwing Axemen that get bonus damaged by Hippa's Fist. If they can be in the back, then infantry is not going to close it off. Look how many kills he's getting, oh my goodness. Building up very easily to that 300 favor mark, and then another flame weapons will be coming in. But this time Looki is ready. He does have his ceasefire. He is grabbing that town center. Oh, that's really well done. That's really well done. All these towers damaged but alive. The fortress damaged but alive. It's exactly the place he wants to be in. They're really trying to wall this off, man, these berserks. It's good moves, but will it actually work out? I have my doubts. I catch the villagers, but then there's a bunch of units here to deal with them. TC will go up. There won't be any flaming weapons. I think our Norse player may have started over-ecoing, honestly. The gold is starting to get a little bit out of control here at 70 plus. People gathering. Now that we have Hippeus, they're able to get on top of these. Goldie, no problem. The throwing Axemen still hurt them, of course, but only to a limited degree. What a cluster down here. What a cluster. It's gonna be a slow push kind of situation where Looki just builds 1-2 towers at a time, a fortress every now and then when he can afford it. And you can, meanwhile, while there's no flaming weapons, just work away at that third 20 volt. Is that actually gonna happen though with flaming weapons in play again? I think you just run as much as you can. And you click that ceasefire. Just a handful of seconds off that will be left. I don't think this fortress will complete, but it will be pretty close to it. And this time he's managed to wall off his trade properly. He didn't wall off this, but I'm sure he'll get around to it. You know, once you have a forest of towers here and Petrobolos and siege down this TC, what does Andi do about it? It's very difficult to play against the Greek late game, and he certainly doesn't have much opportunity to make use of tier. He could get in a bunch of Fenris wolves perhaps, because there is an opening, and if he just made a handful of temples, go up to, I don't know, 8 Fenris wolves, then there's some potential with that. But destroying this fortress is just gonna spawn more militia. Tough situation to be in, man. You don't want to be the Norse here. Poseidon is getting stronger and stronger as time passes. It's exactly what's happening. The Petrobolos, as it has been foretold, is already working away on this town center. It's brutal business. Should be no problem to destroy these hill forts, which are at the moment providing a lot of firepower. All it takes is one Petrobolos to be added, and then the houses are exposed and the trade is exposed. Honestly, Looki should go forward and deal with that, but hey, he's already 2-0. He's going into the losers finals thanks to Andi for playing. But Looki just did a little bit better today. And yeah, we're looking forward, I think, to seeing this kind of matchup next time as well. Very even, actually, in terms of KD. I thought that would be a little bit closer, more Looki favored, but yeah, Andi did okay. Just let Looki build up a bit too much. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.